Alright, I'm going to do a quick plant identification video. This right here is a stinging nettle. And you can tell it's a stinging nettle. It's got these little spines all over the leaves, all over the stems. And you'll know it if you touch this plant because they're almost like little hypodermic needles, and it's got this chemical that it stings you with that I'm not exactly sure what the name of the chemical is, but it makes your skin really irritated and kind of swells up. But this plant here, this is a good plant to know for survival situations. This plant is at least 30% protein by volume. That's why it has all those stingers on it, because if it didn't, every single herbivore in existence would be trying to eat this plant. Here's the thing. There's only two things that are able to eat this plant because of that situation. Little tiny bugs like aphids that are too small to get stung, and humans. And why are we able to eat this plant? Because if you dehydrate it, 95% of the sting gets deactivated. Then you can make it into tea, you can put it into soup, whatever. I know, I've personally done that. It's actually pretty tasty as a tea. The other thing you can do is you can put it into a soup or whatever directly, and just cooking it, it makes like a spinach substitute. It doesn't taste exactly the same as spinach. It does have its own unique taste. It's a very green, earthy kind of taste, but it's actually pretty decent. And the fact that it is 30% protein by volume, that's huge. So you got to handle it real carefully, though. You got to pick it with gloves on, because if you were to touch it, you were to touch that directly, it would sting the shit out of you. So anyway, this is how you identify it. I'm going to have some other videos of it when it's a little bit more mature. There's some dead stalks of it here. That's what the dead stalks look like. Now, this part won't sting you. The sting has been deactivated on these. Like I said, when it's dry, dehydrated, or naturally dry from dying, it doesn't sting you anymore. Anyway, but this here, this would sting you. The top of the leaves doesn't really have, very top of it doesn't have stingers on it. So you can touch the top of the leaf, but underside of the leaf, see if I can show you. Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of little stingers on the bottom of it. So yeah, it's a plant you handle with caution, but it can be eaten. It is edible. Yeah, it's funny, even goats won't touch this stuff. You try and offer this to goats, they know. They know it'll sting them. Yeah, they don't even bother trying to eat it. And goats eat just about anything. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Train Maxer reloaded out. One final thought I wanted to share about this plant, stinging nettle. It likes to grow in areas that are particularly rich and fertile. That's one way you can locate it. This area here, this whole area used to be one big compost pile years and years ago. And obviously it likes the area. There's lots of it in here. Also kind of likes being in moist areas. This is like right by a creek, so obviously it's got that covered.